Hello, I'm Mo, and welcome to the design journal for Dark Heist, a board game. Today we're going to talk about finding the fun. What is fun? I mean, really, what is fun? Too many chemicals, and this question will make you spiral into a terrifying depth of depression and existential dread. But as game designers, sometimes you got to sober up and figure out, why does anybody want to play your game anyway? For Dark Heist, I played a ton of board games, and I found out that the satisfying feeling that puts a smile on my face and brings me back from war fall into three categories. Satisfying choices, surprising combos, and the risk of failure. Now, let me be clear. These three categories don't need to describe every game. They won't satisfy everyone. But at a certain point, you got to figure out what your game design goals are. Like literally, it's the job of the game designer. It may not be obvious, but if a game is too easy, it's not a game. If you, the player, don't have any impact on if you win or lose, no choices, it's not a good game. And if a game is totally predictable, it's definitely not a great game. This is why I chose these three goals as thresholds to overcome with the design of my game. Let's start with satisfying choices. I could be totally off base, but I think most people play games to have power in their lives. And one of the greatest flexes is having a choice. You're probably not going to quit your job today. You're probably not going to walk into a dealership and drive off with the car of your dreams. It's unlikely when your neighborhood gets too hot or too cold, you're just going to set off for Aruba till the temperatures mellow out. To me, these are good choices. I might be telling too much about myself, but most of the choices in my life are little choices. What's for lunch? What book am I going to read when my kid goes to sleep? Am I going to do the dishes and make my wife happy, or am I going to get to the next level of the video game? But when I'm playing a board game, the best one give me the choices of what strategies I want to try to win. Old school games like Monopoly let you roll a dice and move your piece. And if you land on a property, and if that property wasn't purchased, and if you have enough money, hey, do you want to buy it? That's your choice. Many videos will break down how Catan changed board games and all this other stuff. I'm not doing that. In Dark Heist, I was convinced each card needed to offer a choice. I narrowed down these choices to, on a regular turn, do I want to recruit new people to my gang, or do I want to get money? Two totally different strategies, both lead to victory points, and I'll allow you to play your hand, or in this metaphor, your gang, whichever way you want. You have the choice. You also have the choice of, do you want to recruit in larceny, or do you want to do a heist? These choices mean each game is going to be different as you choose to be, which leads to replayability, but also ultimately puts you in control of your choices. You are the author of your gang's fate. Surprising combos. Now, I think the most common source of surprise in many games are other players. Chess is a very plain and regular game, but your opponent is always adding all sorts of random inputs, and for many, that's the fun. But when you get good at chess, you understand how the knight and bishop dance with each other, how the queen and the rook work together. And each pairing of these pieces have whole books written about them. They're called gambits. Dark Heist is not that deep. What Dark Heist does do is have suits whose names are still changing. But if you recruit a bunch of those cards for those suits, they'll start to synergize and combo. But the real opportunity is to build an engine with your deck. A couple of crooked, a bushel of brutal, a noble or two, and cops to taste. The nature of deck builders is you kind of know what you put in your deck, but you never know how the cards will come out. And this is a level of surprise in every turn. Then there's the market, which has 5 cards out of 80. Minus whatever's already been drafted. You never know what's coming onto the market, and there are too many cards to count, so you got to figure it out. The market is a randomizer. That means you can start off with a plan, but your plan will change based on what comes out. And finally, other players at the table keep doing stuff affecting the market, the heist. They all have an opportunity to mess with you because there's no honor amongst thieves. And is your deck going to work together? Is it going to combo, which is a surprise? Or are all these other surprises going to overwhelm you and put you in third place? Finally, there's the chance of failure. You can lose the game, but you can also lose the heists. There's always a chance when you do a heist. Will the scoundrels you've recruited and keep in your deck, will they work out or not? And you have at least 3 opportunities to do that gamble in the game. This is how I engage with choice, surprise, and risks and dark heists. I'm still tuning things, but people are enjoying it. Thanks for following my design journal journey. Design journal journey. Design journal journey. Bye.